Fitzy and I have talked about this a lot. Ideally the best time to work out is between like 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. It's when your body is the most fresh and ready to go, and you get a little bit of sustenance in you. Maybe grab a bagel and go in there and eat breakfast afterwards, and maybe come back in the afternoon and do some cardio or something like that. So, yeah, I think we've found that the majority of our guys really like to work out early in the morning.
How much of a sense of pride do you sense?
Not as early as Fitz. He works out at 3:30 in the morning. These guys that came with me yesterday, he's out of his mind. These guys who came with me yesterday, they told me that they asked Fitz, is it okay can you open up the weight room at 4 a.m. so we can get a workout in before we get on the plane? And he said, yeah, I'll be here. And they went in there and worked out. It's amazing.
When does he sleep if he's working out?
I don't know. I mean, he texted me at like 9:30 the other night about, hey, you want to come over for dinner or something? His wife was cooking steaks or something. I said, it was like 9:30. And he's getting up. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Next time you see him, ask him when he's
Did you know he was this different when you hired him as he's turned out to be?
Yeah, no, I knew. When we just developed a bond when we were at Maryland together. It was only for 2 seasons, but when you just, if he was sitting here right now, he'd probably point at me and say, "You're the same way." I'm not. He's his own man though. So yeah, no, I knew he was intense and hard worker and good with the kids.
Light sleeper.
Yeah, light sleeper. Yeah.
Every recruit talks about him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the strength coach has that much of an impact.
Yeah, he has a big impact in all areas. With our kids and our prospects, and that's a big part of college football.
Yeah.
When you walk into our facility, what's the one thing that stands out to you? It's the weight room. And so you better have a guy in there that knows what he's doing and can develop the players, and I think that's what the kids really appreciate about him, and I think the prospects see that too.
Was that somebody you had in the back of your mind that if I ever get a head coaching job?
No doubt about it.
And what was it? Just can you tell us the things that...
Just that we stayed in touch after I left Maryland, and we would talk about, what do you think about these things? He came up, he was at Harvard, and he came by the Patriots a couple times. Mike Wojcik was our strength coach at New England, was a famous strength coach. He's with the Dallas Cowboys now, so he spent time with him, and then Fitzy and I will talk about. And I believe in the same things, free weights, no wraps, no belts, You're not wearing wrist wraps and belts on the football field, So how do you move the weight, explosive movements, conditioning, speed training? Fitzy's well versed in all of it.
Do you keep a short list of candidates? In the case of turnover on your staff.
I do, Nate, and I have to do a better job of that. I've talked to some other guys out in the profession. Like one of my best friends is Doug Marrone, and some of the things he did. And I do have a short list, but I want to try to also do things where I can get to know guys better, maybe at the coaching convention or things like that. But yeah, I do have a little bit of a list.
Is turnover a good thing in some ways, coaching turnover? Because from our perspective, covering Penn State, there was so little of it.
Yeah, I think you want a consistency on your staff. You don't want, a mass exodus every year. But I think if a guy is leaving to improve his own situation, where he's going from being a coordinator to a head coach, that's great. I think that's good for your program because look, we've been successful. This guy's able to go be a head coach now. But I think you want to try to be as consistent as you can. If you lose one guy, every couple of years, that's not bad. But if you're losing 3 guys every year, maybe they don't like working for you too much.